What is good, guys? It is your girl Charlene FX, and I am back with another YouTube video. I know it's been a while since I've dropped a lot of content videos. You guys have been asking for lifestyle vlogs, a lot more stuff, but been kind of out of touch with YouTube lately. I got to get back in touch with my video guy to be able to put out, the best content for you guys. So for now, just bear with me with the chart breakdowns. You guys know my channel is mostly about knowledge anyway, so I'm going to keep it as knowledgeable as I can so you guys can get the most that you can out of it. Now, I wanted to drop this video here today for you guys because I actually caught a news push on US30 just now today. So I kind of had a bit of a bumpy week with US30. I'm going to go over it with you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys about the trades that I took yesterday, last night, and then today's trade that I took right after my live trade session with my group this morning, and give you guys kind of an inside look on how I look at US30, how I trade it, and how I really didn't even know there was going to be news. I didn't know about it until one of my students told me that it was a news push, and obviously it was because of the sharp move that you see that US30 did make today. But even though it was a news push, I still was, overall, I was anticipating the buys. So the buys did end up playing out nicely. And so I'll show you guys that entire breakdown so you can see how I caught that move, and exactly the exact breakdown that I gave my private live stream members this morning as well, so that some of them were able to catch this move as well. All right, so looking at US30 here, you'll see that I had 3 positions open. The smaller position here, the 2 lot, was when these positions were in a bit of drawdown. I actually wanted to hold on to my analysis because I did really see the buys playing out. So even though it went into a little bit of drawdown, I added a 3rd position once it was in drawdown just to kind of take me up in profit, so I could have, a little bit of equity sitting there floating while it went back into profit. Not that much in points wise, but you'll see in terms of my entry and stuff like that, where I got in, where I got out, and how I was able to actually manage the trade. I was actually sleeping. I literally just woke up from a nap. I always take a nap in the early afternoon because I wake up super early in the morning and I'm doing something, and then I get really tired and I need to take like an hour or 2 nap in the middle of the day to kind of recharge myself. So I actually woke up from my phone going crazy because I was getting notifications from my students and from members of my live session telling me, wow, Charlene, you ripped it, you killed it. Look at what US30 did, this and that, this and that. Did you take profit? Are you still in? All that kind of stuff. And then I went over and looked over at US30 and I saw that it was up in profit and it had smashed way past my take profit area. So I just decided to go ahead and close out and just take my win, especially after what happened to me last night, which is what I'm going to go over for you guys as well. All right. So really quickly, let's look here at US30. All right. So this morning, US30 was right around this area here. When we started the live session, US30 was dropping around this area here. It started moving around 8 o'clock, around 9:30. We had a sharp pullback, and it was at 9:30 that we actually saw the rejection of this area here, where as soon as the 9:30 candle opened up, it literally just shot up. It shot up right in front of us. All right, so let's go over the full breakdown so you guys can see what I saw. I'm not going to erase my markup here because it looks like a little, but it was actually quite a bit of work. I analyzed quite a bit to find out what was going on. Why was US30 kind of stuck in this area here, even though my buy bias was still valid. I was still looking for the buys. The buy bias was valid, but at the same time, US30 was selling off as well too. So I kind of had to find the right entry and get an understanding of what the market wanted to do. Okay, if you guys hear me clear my throat, swallowing a lot, I have a tiny cut at the roof of my mouth. So whenever my tongue hits it, it hurts a little. So I have to I got to try to avoid that. So excuse the way I'm talking today. It's going to sound a little weird, but I'm going to try to sound as normal as possible for you guys. Okay, apologize about that. It's always something, right? Anyway, let's get into US30. All right, so US30 was dumping here this morning. When we woke up, it was coming down. Now, I was actually in buys from yesterday. I was in buys yesterday and I got stopped out. I was up like 18K. 18, almost like I was trying to hit 20K profit and then close out because I was down on the week. I had taken a loss on gold. Gold had smacked me yesterday, so I was trying to make that back on US30. So I was up in good profit, but I did break a lot of rules yesterday. I revenge traded. I stuck to my bias more than I should have. And then when I was up on US30, I should have just closed out. But because I was trying to cover, that entire loss, I held my trade probably longer than I should have. And I ended up, when I woke up this morning, I had my stops at in profit, but not too much, maybe like 50 or 100 points on profit. And my orders ended up getting stopped out. So I actually only closed out with like $1,200 compared to being up almost $20,000. That's a very, very big drop. To give that much back to the market. When I woke up this morning, guys, and I saw that, I was like, it just sucked everything right out of me. I was just like, oh my God, like, why didn't I close? Because naturally I'm a scalper at heart and I'm supposed to be closing, but because I'm learning US30 and how it moves, I've closed out on US30 before and watched it, fly, 1,000 more pips, whatever it is. So not only that, what I wanted to hold it to make back my loss, but I also saw it continuing to go up. That's why I really held it, was because my bias wasn't for it to just stop right here. All right, so I was in these buys right here. I had entered into these buys right here, and once I saw the market started pushing, I'm like, okay, we're making higher highs, higher lows, we're maintaining this level of support. We already retested this once, we retested it twice, now we're pushing. I anticipated the market to continue up, and it did not do that. It actually came down and took me out. All right, so that was that. But again, guys, my bias was still for the buy. Okay, I wasn't looking for anything else. So let me explain to you what I was looking at on US30, why I was looking for the buy, and how I was able to catch this massive move right here that happened today. All right, so if we look at US30 here, you'll see US30 was forming levels of support. We have a support here. We have levels of support that were forming right around this area here. If you can see, I drew a trend line here, tapping all of these lows, wick lows, and all of the lows were exhausting beneath certain price areas. So this kind of told me that we were going bullish. The market was trending bullish, even though we really weren't creating new higher highs. We were still creating higher lows. So because the market was giving me that, it gave me a little bit more confirmation to look for the buys. Now I wasn't looking for some massive 1,000 pip move or anything like that. I was just looking to catch like the overall setup, and I really wasn't interested in sells. I really only wanted to take the buys because the market was overall bullish. And I feel like when you're trading, indices or metals, or trading overall, you have a higher probability of winning your trade when you enter going towards the overall buys as opposed to going against the buys. Now, I trade US30 much different than I trade, gold or AU. I look at it a little bit differently. I'm looking at it more on the higher time frames, and I'm trying to really get a good picture of what the market is doing, what it's telling me, and where can I find the best entries. And what I'm noticing that is that on US30, it moves very fast. It moves early in the morning sometimes. It moves throughout the early evening sometimes as well. So you kind of have to know when to catch the move, when to get in, when to get out. All right. So the real confirmations that I was looking for, guys, was levels of support being respected. I have a level of support here that was formed that was once held as resistance before. So as long as price was bouncing right along this area here, I was looking for price to maintain the bias, for the bias to maintain up. The only way I was going to look for sells is if price broke back below this area here, and that was going to give me the confirmation that, okay, you know what, price is broken back below support. Price has pretty much proven that it can't hold that level of support anymore. So now I might need to flip my bias to look for the buys. But as long as price held this support, I was going to continue looking for the buys. I didn't care about the sells. I wanted to let the sells just do their thing. And as soon as I saw bullish confirmation for the buys to take over, that's when I decided to go ahead and enter. So if we drop down to, let's go down to the 5 minute. The 5 minute is a little bit more detailed. So let's look at the 5 minute. So basically on the 5 minute, this is what we saw. The price had pushed down, we pushed up, and we kept holding this area of resistance here. Now, even though I have this zone marked off here, doesn't mean I want price to stop there. It means this is the area of my interest that I want to see price break to give me super confirmation that we're ready to pump, we're ready to go. Okay, so So this morning we saw price coming down, coming down, coming down. Again, I did not care about the sells. I wanted to see the buys play out. So once we saw the sells, I think it was around, was it 9:30, that we had a big rejection at support. All right, so this was at 10:45. So where was that pushback? Oh, it was right here. It was right here. Okay, price was right here. Yeah, we had dropped here, and then price opened, the market opened at 9:30, and the market just shot up like a bullet. Shot up like a bullet. And then I actually was looking to take entries here, but because the market open can be a little bit choppy, I decided not to. I said, okay, let me wait and see if we get another pullback, let the market kind of chill out, because it was doing a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. So I was watching the market throughout the morning, and right before I went to sleep, I decided to take some positions for the buy, simply because I really did not see. If you look here, you'll see how the candles are forming on the 5-minute. They're pushing, they're pushing, they're pushing, but there's no real like strong bearish momentum. There's no big bearish push. There's no drop and then rejection, anything like that. There wasn't too much happening here. So I went ahead and took buy positions, and my stop losses were pretty reasonable. I kept them right up under these areas here. My stop loss, guys, don't like look at this as exactly what it is. I keep my stops relative to what I'm seeing on the chart. So I don't even remember what my stop loss was, but it was in a safe spot. Trust me, it was in a safe spot, because I did not want to get stopped out again by 1 or 2 wicks and then watch the market continue to push. Okay, but the only thing is, even with where my stop loss was, as long as price held this area here, this bullish and this major support down here, that's what I was looking for. So my stop loss was right below that area. I would have liked it to have been under some sort of major exhaustion area, but I didn't have that at this point. All I had was this, like nothing of a low. You know what I'm saying? Just one close, open, and then price just took off after that. So you're not always going to get, you know, the type of exhaustion that you're looking for you to put your stop loss in that safe place, to know, hey, this is where the wicks are rejecting, this is how low the wicks are going, this is where I need to put my stop loss to be in a safe spot. So all I had was a candle body, so I had to put it below the candle bodies. All right, so now I'll go back up to the 30 just to move this along here. Once I saw that price was not coming back inside this area here, that's when I went ahead and took some positions. And then literally, guys, I went to sleep. I didn't even look back at my computer. I was like, I'm not gonna keep on staring at this trade, because I'm okay with whatever however the trade turns out. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But I was holding on to that bias, because I stopped heavy rejection that we got at 9:30 really solidified it, because we literally watched it happen right before we went over the analysis. We went over the analysis on the live session, and like an hour later it did it. It came down, and we all had we kind of share analysis on that group. So some of the members were sharing their charts and like, hey, this is what I see. We all saw that same rejection at that same area that we were looking for. So some people had their take profits down here, some people had it a little bit lower, but for the most part, price came down to that general area and then literally rejected it right in front of us, and then pushed down again and rejected again. And not only did it reject, but it created a higher low. So once we saw that, I saw that higher low being formed, because I had already ended the live stream after that. Once I saw that higher low being formed and then this bullish push here, that's when I went ahead and took entries, and then I just called it a day. I set my stop loss. I did not set a TP. I did not set a TP because I honestly thought that this trade was going to take all day, because again, I did not know that we had news coming out later today. So I didn't set a TP because I'm like, all right, it's going to move. I'm just going to check on it in a few hours, see how it's moving, this and that, because I wanted to pick where I wanted to get out. I didn't want the market to just start playing around in a certain area and then potentially hit a TP, and then I look at it again and it's continuing to go. So I said, okay, I'm gonna let this go, and because US30 just kind of chills, it moves, but it chills throughout the day. So I don't really need to put a take profit, because I know it's gonna take all day. And lo and behold, news hit, and it ended up flying. And thank God I heard my phone when I did, because it woke me up, and I probably would have missed the trade, and I probably would have got stopped out. And that's how volatile US30 is. All right, so price created a higher low here and started pushing, and as you can see, it continued. And then the news push happened, and it pushed up, and then right after the news happened, pushed up, and then literally came right back down. And look at what it did. It smacked right up under this level, but look, it rejected that same level again. rejected this same level again, and then look what it's doing, pushing right back up again. So this level is proving to hold this level of support. It's not budging. It's not budging. Even with news wasn't able to break and then hold the support. It's pushing right back up inside this area. So guess what? My bias is the same thing. Same thing. I'm looking for the buys to continue. I'm not getting back in. Obviously, I'm done for the day. But tomorrow, if I see this somewhat of this semblance of a setup, I know what I'm looking for because my analysis hasn't changed. Which is also really why I don't want to take off my markup here, because I'm probably going to be using the same one tomorrow. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I was looking for price. My only confirmations, guys, I was overall bullish. I want to see price maintain this support, and if price broke above this level of resistance here, I knew we were gone at that point. And price did end up breaking it, and then it flew. Now one of my initial TPs essentially was right here. I wanted to see price come up to this area here, which when I was in this trade, I wanted to see price go up there. It didn't. It came back down, so it missed my TP, and then it ended up stopping me out. But this one, I guess with the news push, it was able to push, and it came right on back to these areas of resistance, and then falling right back down. All right, so I'm gonna remove that zone there because price is already flown through that twice. So that's pretty much it. My chart's a little bit messy. I don't usually have it this messy, but for the most part, guys, this was my analysis. This is how I was looking at US30. This is probably my third or fourth biggest catch of this pair. I would not recommend trading it during news, guys. News is super volatile. You guys know I don't trade news, but the only reason why I caught this is because what? I didn't know there was news coming out. Right? So I could have easily got stopped out, and that would have been the end of that. Would have had a crappy week, and that would have been that. But this trade actually put me back up. So I'm actually only up like 4K profit this week. I had lost a good amount of money between last night and today. And this trade put me back in the positive for the week. So tomorrow's Wednesday. We have the rest of the week to trade for me to kind of, put myself a little bit more in profit. So we'll see if we can get some volume throughout the week. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it, guys. So that's the breakdown. That's this trade I caught on US30. Not a complicated breakdown, not a complicated setup. It's just a level of patience that was taken here. Another thing that I learned about this pair when it comes to news is that it does respect structure to some level. Now this was a sharp push up and a sharp push down, so the initial move was done. It didn't do any kind of liquidity grab or any type of nonsense before it did that. When I woke up and I saw what the market was doing, it was kind of moving pretty steady. It wasn't really doing a lot of jerkiness. So I guess that news push wasn't too crazy, and NFP wasn't that crazy either. That was another thing. NFP week last week wasn't crazy. So I don't know, market conditions are always changing. You never really know what to expect. You just kind of have to go with the flow and use proper risk management and know when to get in, know when to get out, and you're gonna be fine. All right, guys. So that's it for my video today. Oh, one more thing. You guys are doing really, really, really well with the competition that I'm running with my broker, HANKOTRADE, down below. The competition, we decided to go ahead and extend it because we had an influx of people signing up for the competition and doing excellent with the account. So we're gonna have a tough time picking winners because many of you, I should say, have been doing an excellent job with your accounts. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from you guys. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Keep the confidence up. Many of you that are doing it are in my live sessions. I already know. Some of you are my students and stuff like that. So it's working. It's working. The teachings are working. Everybody's learning. Everybody is progressing. Some nice withdrawals. I've been seeing some nice withdrawals from you guys. So I love it. I love it. Keep on building. Keep on growing. Keep having the confidence. Keep on learning and studying and getting your mind right to where you can really become a beast on these charts. Okay, that's what everybody wants. All right, so if you want to enter the competition, it's still open. Just sign up with an ECN account with my broker link down below. That's going to automatically put you in. Load your account, load it up with a good amount. Put 500, 1,000, 2,000 in there and run that baby up as much as you can using the proper risk and the proper level of discipline. Okay, that's all we're looking for. You can withdraw if you like. You don't have to try to flip it to some crazy number or anything like that. And it's not really an account flip challenge. It's just to see consistency and discipline. That's all we're looking for with that, and then that's it. The amounts that we're giving away is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and 10,000. Okay, that's what we're giving away, and it's going to be multiple giveaways. All right, guys. So appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. You guys have been great. I promise to come out with more YouTube content as soon as possible. I got to get hold of my video guy who's been MIA for a while. But as soon as I get that squared away, definitely going to have more content for you guys. And also my Airbnb course is going to be dropping next month. All right, so March 2023, my Airbnb course is dropping. I'm going to be dropping some vlogs talking about my Airbnb business, how I make money from my Airbnb business, how to get your own Airbnb, how to be an Airbnb host without having to own multiple properties, and how to actually maximize your profit potential in your Airbnbs same way as you do on the charts, right? Same kind of thing, and a very huge profit potential with very, very low minimal financial risk. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the love, all the support. Drop a like, drop a sub if you haven't already. Appreciate everything, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace and love.